It's the Mariners Youth Lockdown.
Hi, welcome to another of our videos. I'm Amy and I'm a youth leader. Today we're going to be talking about the woman at the well. This well was called Jacob's Well. Let's just bring it into the modern day, call it Jake's Well, right? I mean, that's not heresy. Right? That's probably heresy. Today's video is called Jake's Well. Why was it called Jacob's Well? Mum! Yes, darling? Why in the Bible, where Jesus meets the woman at the well, why is it called Jacob's Well? Jacob's. Well, Jacob is short for Jake, darling, so I imagine it's Jake Gyllenhaal's well. Yes, darling. Jake Gyllenhaal, as in the actor. Yes, darling, yes, you know, the actor, yeah. He's very rich, so I imagine it's his well, yes. You know, the thing is, you know, with Jake Gyllenhaal, in real life, he's Mysterio. Maybe Jesus is Mysterio. J and J, they both start with J, so maybe that's what it is. Jesus, Jacob, Mysterio. So hang on, you're saying that you think 2,000 years ago when Jesus was around and the Bible was written, that Jesus was Jacob Gyllenhaal, who's Mysterio. You think that Jacob's well in the Bible is called Jacob's Well because it's Jake Gyllenhaal's well. So Jake's well. That's it, darling, yeah. Okay, yeah. But really, why was it called Jacob's Well? Jacob was a guy from the Old Testament. So the reason it's called Jacob's Well, Jake's Well, is because Jacob in the Old Testament was thought to have built this well when he was camping out there. So it says in John 4 that Jesus and the disciples had travelled a long way. And it says that they were exhausted. So Jesus says, I'm just gonna sit down and have a rest while the disciples went off and got food for them. So here's Jesus resting at Jacob's Well, and along comes this woman. Now I imagine as she gets there, she's probably quite tired because there's a village, probably, I say nearby, it probably would have been a couple of miles walk. She comes to this well, and I kind of imagined her to have walked up this massive hill, certainly a long way, and she's got these big containers and pots, and in those days it probably wouldn't, there was no plastic, so nothing would have been lightweight. She's probably got various pots and things that she's carrying water with. And she arrives like, let's be honest, she probably would have been quite fit because you'd have had to done it every day. And sometimes, maybe even multiple times a day, who knows. And she gets to this well and she's like, I need water. That would have been me anyway. And so she gets to this well and she starts drawing water. Now Jesus could have very easily just been sat there, minded his own business and waited it out. He's looking at this woman and he's thinking, well, she's a Samaritan, I'm a Jew, but what does that matter? This is Jesus we're talking about. He didn't care about social constructs. Because in reality, A woman and a man would never have spoken alone like that. Very inappropriate in their culture. And secondly, a Samaritan talking to a Jew, or a Jew talking to a Samaritan. But Jesus, he didn't care about that kind of thing. Jesus says to her, do you mind if I have a drink? And she's like, but I'm a Samaritan and you're a Jew. Hello? How can you ask that of me? Jesus is like, if you come to God, I can give you living water. She's like, living what now? But, excuse me, you haven't got anything to draw from the well with? So, how are you gonna get this water? She's thinking, this guy's so nuts. And Jesus' response to her is priceless. If you drink of this water, you'll never be thirsty again. You know, this water, it'll give you eternal life and spring up from inside you. Are you telling me if I drink of this water you're talking about, I never have to come to this place again? I have to lug these things here ever again? I have to walk that stupid walk ever again? How much? I'll drink as much as it takes. You just tell me stop. I'll keep going. More? No more? Okay. He's like, go and get your husband and come back. My, husband. Yeah, about that. I haven't got a husband. And Jesus is like, you tell the truth. You've had 5 husbands and the guy you live with now is not your husband. Did you have a detective? Did you have a smartphone? How did you know that? How did you know that? So they have a little chat and she's talking about the difference between Samaritans and Jews. We as Samaritans, we worship on the hill, and you as Jews, you worship in Jerusalem. And Jesus is like, there'll come a time very soon, in fact it's basically here, when no one's going to worship on the hill or in Jerusalem. What are you talking about? No one's going to worship in those two places? They're like the places you worship. And obviously nowadays it's funny because we don't worship on the mountain and we don't worship in Jerusalem. Worship in our churches, in our homes. Quite frankly, I do quite a lot of worship on the toilet as well. Having a bit of sing-song on the toilet. Having a bit of a pray. And she says, anyway, whatever you're talking about, soon there's going to be an amazing, powerful Messiah who comes, a God who comes on earth, and he's going to tell us all about it. So he's going to explain all the truth. Hi, I'm here already. Oh, right. Oh, I see. So during this conversation, the disciples are coming in and they're like, Jesus is talking to a woman who's a Samaritan. Alone at the well, and she's a Samaritan. It just shows how much of a shocking thing it was. I always find it fascinating. It says, she left her jar there. I'm done. The story is always in the detail, isn't it? She just went into all the town and said, guys, there's a guy who's just come up to me and he's just like started telling me about me. He just told me all about me. This is madness. You need to follow me and we need to go and see him. Okay. They follow her because you do hear some mad stories and you're like, I'm really not sure to think about this, but I'm coming. Guy just turned up. They go up to see Jesus at the well and they listen to him, and when they come back they will say, you know what? We believe as well. And they say, but not because you told us, not because of what you said, but because we've seen for ourselves. They don't believe because she told them to believe. They went and they saw for themselves. Because when it comes down to it, guys, I'm talking in these videos and I'm telling you stuff and I'm reading you passages from the Bible. I can talk till I'm blue in the face. I can't make you believe anything. I can't make you think anything. All I can do is tell you what I believe and what I've experienced. I'm here to make you question things. You have to find out for yourselves. Just like in this story, when she went down to the village and told the rest of them, they came to see out of curiosity. They didn't believe. You don't believe something because one person tells you. I'm here to say, go and experience for yourself. See if you find anything. Yeah, I'm here to have a laugh with you. If I make you laugh, great. I'll have cheered your day up. Brilliant. That makes me so happy. Maybe you come away thinking, I had a laugh, but it was a load of twaddle. And that's okay. Maybe you come away with a question about one thing I've said, or maybe two, or maybe lots of things I've said. Maybe my videos are a bunch of funny twaddle, but maybe if there's a question lingering in your mind, find out for yourself. I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a little announcement, I'm not doing one next week because I'm working loads of hours at work, but I shall see you the week after, so have a nice break, not me yakking your ear off, and I'll see you the week after, same time, same place. Bye guys! You know, the superheroes, they've been around for a very long time. Look at Captain America. He's been around a long, long time. We know that, you know, because he was put into, what's it called? The deep freezer. Yeah, he was being stored in someone's deep freezer. Kind of a very nice sight when you go to the garage and you open up the garage and you look down and there he is. So he